first heard about the InTURN from a youth leader in the YMCA working all night.
I was told to my local youth group, Sandhill Youth Centre. They let me know about it and they nominated me in for doing it.
I first heard about the InTURN programme with when I was volunteering for Office Streets, and they advised me that I should go ahead and they'll put me forward to go on the InTURN programme.
My sister works for the board and she rang me and told me that there was this year opening and it would be a brilliant opportunity, and I've always wanted to be a youth worker, so she came home and filled the form out and got an interview.
I had more fears and expectations for the programme. I was feared of going in and meeting new people and just expecting something completely different. I've never done a programme like this before. I done my level 2, and so I didn't really know what to expect because I knew it was going to be a lot different from my level 2.
I thought it would have been harder than it was, but I loved it. I knew I'm not confident, so I thought that I wouldn't have met people and I wouldn't have been shy, I wouldn't have got along with anybody.
When we started the programme, we took a residential and a team building residential just for us to develop a better relationships in the group and become more tighter as a group.
The one in Castlewellan, we did like group teamwork activities, water bouldering and canoeing and things like that, and it was amazing.
A highlight of mine was the rock climbing, which was climbing up a river and rocky slopes, which was really good.
Belfast was about just learning about nationalists and Protestants, and it was good. And then London as well, where we went and just seen different cultures, and what they fight over is completely different from what Northern Ireland would fight over.
Informative, very detailed, give you numerous sides to many stories.
We then moved on to do our other project, which I took on board as risk awareness, and I got the group in finally in September. They started for 5 sessions, and through that now I've ran 2 sessions, and the sessions have gone well, and the needs of the young people, they've been looking to do like drugs and alcohol, around fireworks and bullying, sexual orientation.
It was a group of 10 people. Went in and they decided that they wanted underage drinking, healthy eating and bullying. So for the underage drinking, I thought it would have been good to bring in beer goggles and just to show them the dangers of underage drinking and coming up to Halloween.
I delivered a personal development project with a group of 12 young people. It was each day, they couldn't decide what they wanted to do, so we did each session was a different thing. We had an anti-bullying session, healthy eating session, one about demons, just really getting to know themselves and getting to know about demons, and that was just basically building up the relationship. They enjoyed the anti-bullying one the most. They loved that because it was a lot more interactive than the rest of them, and they enjoyed the healthy eating one as well because it was making pizzas, and they got to make healthy pizzas. So it was just all based around personal development and how they develop personally and the different relationships that they have.
The project I delivered was done 3 main topics, and I let the young people choose what topics they wanted to do. First week on identity, second week on human trafficking, and the third week on drug and alcohol. Basically how harmful drugs and alcohol can be. I think some of them had an eye-opener about, even though they're young and they don't think how harmful it is.
I don't really think I would have had many personal highlights. I think the whole programme would have been a highlight and all. But other than that, London was the best part of the programme. Like, I learned a lot from going to London and made me a better person going to London ultimately.
They meet new people, getting to learn new things, learning not as much the theory behind the work, but learning why you do things and how you do it and how you fix it. And I think that I've progressed and become a lot better youth worker through doing that. And I've seen the change in myself, even in the vocabulary that I use. I've seen the change, I've seen the different words that I'm using to explain what I'm saying. Like the words, solid words like informal education, I wouldn't have said that before the InTURN. And I've just seen myself develop, and then through seeing myself develop, I've seen my relationships with young people developing too.
Give it your best, go in open-minded. You mightn't like all the views people have, but they mightn't like the views you have.
Interesting, exciting, fun and empowering.
Absolutely amazing.
My hope was to come out of it and get the chance to become a qualified youth worker, and that's what I've done. I'm now working in Chantal Youth Centre part-time, so my expectations have worked, like it's done good.